It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And all eyes are on Cooper Kupp. He had a nice showing in last week's contest, 112 yards. It's the Colts and the Titans, coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak.
Two of the bigger disappointments in the first quarter of the season doing battle here as we get this one underway. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. From TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
The numbers for Mixon last week: 16 carries, 92 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a change-up.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. But now it's third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. You look at this Colt defense. This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Under center, it'll be the Southern California native standing at 6'4", Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise, and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up. The numbers for Gibbs from last week: 16 carries, 59 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing: take care of the football.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. All right, let's see what Dalton can do after the fumble recovery. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Kendrick Bourne, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Well, what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. 2nd drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now it's Darnold. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Darnold on 1st down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. The Colts at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Again, Darnold. And that is incomplete.
1 1st down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. Jabril Peppers deep to receive. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and it'll be Titan football. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Andy Dalton. That's to the rookie from Notre Dame, Michael Mayer. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. But now he appears to be in some pain. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Dalton. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Kendrick Bourne, the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the... Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. It's picked up by the Titans. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A 2nd fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a 2nd one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. First down, Titans, gain of 12. Those are the types of run, Charles, that they say this first-year running back can provide a lot more of in the future.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Picking up that first down. Some have described him as a diamond in the rough with a lot of polish, nice little buffing. This guy could be one of the top backs going forward.
It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. Now Dalton. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Michael Mayer with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Titans have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now Darnold. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On 2nd and 10, Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. To throw is Darnold. That is caught. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
2 straight 4-yard runs, and it is steadily working the ball downfield. To me, they're staying right on schedule. First down, you want 4 yards or more to set up the rest of the drive. They're getting exactly that.
And he is going to have a Colts first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Counter play. Here's Gibbs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Darnold. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Here's Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Here's Darnold running the option left. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Back to throw, Darnold. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Dalton bootlegs out. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Here's Dalton. He'll get that to Charbonnet. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
This fielded right at the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Well, still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. Now from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Gibbs. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. A give right side for Gibbs. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scoring.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. On is Jake Bailey to send this one away. Here comes Peppers. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the give, here's Charbonnet. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Dalton's throw complete here to Ayuk. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. So Dalton now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. And Dalton to throw. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's Jake Camarda now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Got a man. That's Ayuk. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
1st and 10 for Dalton. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Dalton now to pass. They'll set up a screen to Charbonnet. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. 3rd down from the gun, Dalton. And that will be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and the lead will stay put at 17.
And now two problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And that one too wide and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's fourth down. Here's Jake Bailey now. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. A 40-yard punt, no return, and control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
On second down, Darnold. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Darnold now to throw. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
But they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Titans to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to Tennessee, but they're on top right now as they come up here 1st and 10. Passing, it's Dalton. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up second down. Here's Dalton. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And they'll run on third down with Charbonnet.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. On now is the Titans punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. And the Colts getting ready to go.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On second down, here's Gibbs.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now Darnold. Now that'll be caught by Cup. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
I know I'm an old defender, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. That was smart play calling right there on 3rd and 4. They didn't need to do too much. Just let their guy get out there and sit down in the zone. And they hit him for the completion for the first down.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Darnold. It's complete to Williams. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
To throw is Darnold. And his throw is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Darnold on 3rd down. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
Tennessee offense set to go again.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Dalton. Incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Finding Bourne here over the middle. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 4th down. On now is the Titans punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this will be taken at the 13. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Indy set to go on offense once more. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards.
Now the ball on the 30, here's 2nd and 4. Another run for Gibbs here.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he is going to have a Colts first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Slant pass to Boyd. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Gibbs straight ahead. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Titans are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. A disappointing end to that drive, making it to the red zone, but they'll again, CD, wind up with nothing.
And nothing, that's been the key word, because they've had drives throughout that have finished off with nothing. Can't finish off a drive to save their lives in this game, and this one winds up again giving them, dare I say it, nothing.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
3rd quarter here in Indy. This is 2nd and 10.
And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
43 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here's Charbonnet.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Dalton here from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
On now is the Titans punter, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Trenton Simpson firing in and sticking him for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
A dime look defensively here for the Titans on 3rd. Here's Darnold. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time.
That's to the sideline and pulled in.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get it. And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out, and we're going to get a review of that last play. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
And good yardage there on 1st down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Darnold's throw here into the hands of Boyd.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 37. Again, Darnold. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Meanwhile, Darnold's throw here hauled in by Cup.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
3rd and 3.
Here's Darnold. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Faking the give, Darnold.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Second down, here's Charbonnet.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
55 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
And Charbonnet once again.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Dalton sets up play action.
That one on the money to Bourne downfield.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And give him a gain of 37.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. To throw here, Dalton.
Pass complete once again to Bourne.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton.
He'll get that to Charbonnet.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. Another chance for Dalton.
That's complete out left to Ayuk.
He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Now Dalton. And it's a Titans touchdown. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game.
And the Titans look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. And it'll be a terrific return here as he gets it down all the way inside the 30.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because They're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Play action. It's Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be out of bounds. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
Gibbs will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point good by Prater, and that cuts the lead to 24-10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Down the numbers. There he goes. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Passing, it's Dalton. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Andy Dalton. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So Dalton now.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
They'll start on the ground with Madison. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now 2nd and 5.
To throw is Darnold.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Oh, yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Now on fourth down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on fourth down. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. On first and 10, it's Charbonnet. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. Here's Dalton. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On first and 10, Darnold. Throw left side complete. That's Boyd. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On second down, Darnold. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Back to throw, Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
They'll begin here with a run with Charbonnet.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. How about Jonathan Allen there, pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line? First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Again, it's Charbonnet.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. And now a handoff to Charbonnet.
And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because You look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Titans, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.